Hello, hello, good evening. Welcome to Talk
Uh,
here. And we have Darren over here.
Hello, Thomas. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Lockdown, it's a bit depressing. We can't drive, so so we can't drive. Let's talk about cars.
Let's do that. Yes.
All right, guys. So if you're tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. Drop in the comment. We can read your comments over here. Tan Hao Jian, Harish, Paul Chong, Roshan,
Hey
Keneson.
guys.
All right. So feel free to say hi to us. Just let us know where you're tuning in from. All right. So today I got Darren, and we got a very interesting topic. A topic that I like myself because I like cleaning cars. I like to make my cars look awesome. And Darren is what Bobby calls and refers to God of detailing.
No.
But it's true. Every time I go past your shop, I when I go and get my ramen, I have to get my car ogling fix as well.
The ramen place is closing down soon, so you better have your last pocket already.
I can't go there now because it's MCO.
Yes.
I'm in KL.
Correct.
Yeah. But anyways, we're here with Darren today because we want to talk a little bit more about detailing. And I'm personally would like to know more because I'm intrigued by the whole detailing process. And Darren must have helped a lot of cars being restored to its esteem. The way I see detailing is to bring the car back to bring the life back into the car. That's how I think it is, because the car experience starts from the visual, like looking at the car and walking towards the car. It's the whole experience.
Correct.
So yeah, that's it. So I met Darren through Evo Club, and again, if you guys haven't signed up for Evo Club, do so. club.evomalaysia.com. You're gonna meet awesome people, and we met through some drives. Beautiful Z4 black color, and the finish is like mirror,
You've got a lovely boxer spider, by the way.
Oh,
really
thanks.
Thanks.
I was going to settle for Boxster GTS, but when I saw the spider in the flash, right, I couldn't say no.
The rear arches are very special. I did consider them for a while.
Yeah. My phone is flooded with my taking pictures of my car.
I know.
Yeah. So anyways, I met Darren, and then of course we all know Darren. He's the founder of our Auto Detailer Studio in Jaya 1 in B2. Okay.
Yeah.
But then why don't you introduce to people to the audience? What do you do?
What do I do? Well, basically, I work on a lot of cars. Cars where it requires some form of care. I take care of cars from different genres. They're from daily drives to family heirlooms, or even for cars that people purchase to collect and resale at some point as well. So my job is actually to get the car looking its best. So in the automotive line, if I could just put it in a very simple manner, there's the mechanical work, and then there's the aesthetic work. So my industry is what takes care of everything related to aesthetics. That includes paint, interior, leather work, all forms of detailing, all forms of restoration, even in terms of finishes on wheels, or pretty much anything you could imagine in that area. So that's what we do basically. Yeah.
But also customization sometimes too, right?
Of course. That goes along. When people purchase their cars, whether it's a pre-owned unit that they had wanted for many years, like your experience refurbishing your car, or even if you bought a new car and you just wanted to make sure it's detailed correctly and with the right coating or the right paint protection film, we're the people that usually pay the visit to, and to see how we could have the car looking its best. Yeah, that's basically what we do.
Yeah. And definitely, you'll see some of Darren's work. If you guys are interested to find out more of his work, you can go to Auto Detailer Studio at Facebook. Just type Auto Detailer together, and then dash space studio. Check out their work over there. Check out Instagram as well, Auto Detailer Studio. Oh, have you participated in the FMCO Cold Start Challenge? Right? If you're watching, please participate in it. I submitted all my 3 cars. All right, and check out Auto Detailer Studios. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
thanks
was
for
something
introduction
that
and
was something that was brought up by Johan. Johan's idea on the whole start. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He's also getting a lot of the lockdown frustrations as well. Yeah.
Well, anyways, I want to say that Darren, thanks for being on board, coming to talk to
My
us about
pleasure.
about detailing, because I think it is a word that is commonly used nowadays more and more. You know, you go to car wash, they say, "Oh, we do detailing." You know,
Yeah,
it's a broadly used term right now. And then now with so many coating packages flying everywhere, you know, I think
yeah,
it kind of lost the essence of what is detailing. You know, because
yeah, yeah,
I follow it for quite a while from you know the details in
yeah.
US, and
Correct.
we kind of lost the essence of it a little bit. So I think that it's good that we can clarify some of this, and maybe Darren will be sharing some of his stories of some jobs that he really just make a car go from zero to hero. So we'll find out more
Sure.
about it in the show. But
Sure.
anyways, we're gonna feel free to say hi. Let's see in the comments who's here. We have Henry. Henry, thank you for watching again. Johan, thank you, Johan. Jonathan, Jensen, Anthony. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Okay.
Ruben from
Wong,
Macau as well. Hey,
Macau.
Ruben.
Yeah. Hey. Ruben, thanks for tuning in every single week, man. Ruben, oh, I love you, man. Hope everything is safe in Macau. All right. Derek, Tiban, all right, Austin. Okay. So, by the way, somewhere in the middle or near the end of the show, Darren's going to be giving out a gift worth up to 350 ringgit from AutoDetailer Studio. So, we're going to find out more how you can have a chance to win that gift. Stay tuned to the end of the show. Okay. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions throughout the show. We'll try our best to answer your questions. And if you are, you know a friend who's bored at home, you know, nothing to do, and want to talk about cars, invite them in this. You can hang out in the comment sections, because usually the comment section gets really noisy, and everyone's just talking to each other over there in the comment section as well. So you get to hang out with other car guys with social distancing. Okay. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. Okay. So when we come back from the break, we're going to talk more about how Darren got started, because if you are interested in detailing and you talk to anyone who's doing detailing in Malaysia, they will know Darren. You know, like one of my buddies, I always go to his place. We wash our cars together and stuff. Ryson, you know, and he always say like, "Wow, the like Auto Detailer Studio is like the benchmark," you know. and I think there's something really interesting, because I'm a fellow entrepreneur, and to see somebody turn their passion into a business is really awesome. So we're gonna find out more about that after the break. We're gonna ask Darren, and we're gonna get Darren to share how did he took that passion and turn it to something so profound in this industry. Okay. So with that, let's go for a quick break. If you haven't grabbed your drinks, grab your snacks, and let's dive into this session of Talk Gear. All right.
Save about 500 bucks. It save about 1,000 plus.
To work out cheaper for me.
4,000.
215, even more.
It's worth for 200 plus. 400 bucks of savings.
All right. Yes. Talk Gear is powered by Evo Club Insurance. And look, by the way, guys, if you noticed last year you weren't driving much and you want to save money in insurance, check out Evo Club Insurance. All right. So, okay, back to today's topic. We're going to talk about detailing, but let's go find out a little bit more about Darren. And Darren, I do have a lot of like when I see your studio, right? And I got to enter. I walked into it once. I saw the Hakusoka in there. I was like, oh my god, like in person. But I feel the sense of there's a sense of esteem and passion in everything. Like that, it's so clean and so tidy and so meticulous, just like the cars, right? So
a lot of
how
work.
did you? A lot of work. Yeah, yeah.
Taking the
Yeah.
first screen, yeah.
But it shows a lot like the commitment and the passion in detailing. So Darren, why don't you share with the audience? How did you get started in this? Did you stumble upon it, or you always knew that this is something you always wanted to do? You know.
It's a question that a lot of people have asked before.
Uh-huh.
But I'll put it in a very simple and summarized way. I've always liked detailing, and I started detailing because my dad, when I was a teenager, he used to get me to help him wash his Volvo GLE, the 760 GLE. That was a family car. Yes, it was a tank. It was a tank. Yeah. It
Super
cost a
big
lot to
brick.
run. It's a super brick, but yes, it was built very differently from the cars nowadays. So I used to wake up in the mornings and then we'll work together to wash the cars. And I remember taking out all the bottles of Autoglim and have the car waxed on as well. So that was where I first cultivated an interest in taking care of the car. So I guess I could basically pay back my respects and also my dedication and commitment to it to my father and also my mom, who would always be guiding me and also telling me to pick something that you like and you love and do it well. So I guess that's basically the basis of how everything all started. And I used to I had two cars growing up in college. I started with a bus first, and I had a Volkswagen Beetle, 1971 Beetle, yellow one. My college mates will remember that. It's a bit of a jalopy, and I think there were days where you just pray it just gets you to college without breaking down or like the radiator issues and stuff like that. But as much as it was a bit of a jalopy, I loved the car. It was something that represented something unique, something of a personalization, something that expresses my character. And I'm not saying yellow does, but I'm just saying that I think we're all car people, and we have our different ways of expressing our personalities via our cars. I think that pretty much defines each and every one of us. Like you love your drop top cars. You've got your Mini as well. You've built up quite a little collection, even with the E30s, and I have the same with different cars. And I don't have a fixed format to what cars I like. I have cars that they go completely from old classics to something new, but not something too expensive because still a family man, so family priorities come first. But yeah, I used to wax my car on a weekly basis. I learned very much, very quickly from the supermarket grade products like Turtle Wax and stuff like that. You've seen those, even the local products, and then that's where I started ordering stuff in. And I've always practiced all these detailing works myself. Had my own machine at home, and that's how I took care of my cars. And I went on with my career. I was in the family business. I was an executive in Standard Chartered Bank as well. But I did find working in the office a little bit stifling in terms of the long hours. And of course, it was a slightly different expectation for me. I mean, I did put in my hours, but my dad spoke to me one day and said, "Hey, why don't you go out there and try something on your own?" So there starts the whole story of me thinking, okay, what do I like? I like detailing. Had absolutely zero business sense. Had nothing else but just a dream. I couldn't even do my accounts. I was never really great at numbers. In fact, my whole business is run by my wife. She handles the whole admin side of things. I just handle what's on the floor and the cars. That's what I do best. And we started. It was a struggle the first 6 months. Yeah, I was just happy to see someone walking in with their cars, and I started working on a lot of local cars.
Were you in Jaya One that time?
No, I was actually based in Glad Tidings Church. So we're just a road away from Jaya One, and Glad Tidings had a warehouse section at the basement. I'm always in the basement, and so we called it Holy Grounds because we're in the basement of a church. and that's where
Oh,
we actually first started. So that's where we sort of got our exposure to per se. And we got our first Ferrari to detail by the end of the year, and that was something big for us.
wow.
Yes, and it started growing after that. And I think we had it was a very small car community at that time. I think that was the era, as Con would know. I think Con would remember. It's Auto World time. That was with
Mm.
Wyatt Kong and all the Otais and everyone. So that's actually, I think, where we got our initial exposure to the web. And at that point, I think there were only a handful of detailing centers or facilities in Malaysia that specialize in this. There are a lot of car washes that does polishing and waxing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But in this area where it specializes for high-end work, I think it was a very new genre in the industry per se. A lot of people were wondering,
Mm.
why would you spend thousands of dollars doing a car when it's just 250 ringgit at the nearby car
For
wash,
polish,
right?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, it's
yeah,
completely different. Yeah, so
absolutely.
that's how we started, and I think we grew over the years. But I really have to say that we went through our tough times as well. It was cyclical. It was a lot of challenges. Running a business, a lot of things that we had to learn, a lot of truths to uncover as well as a business. But I think one of the things that I always shared with my friends, my close friends, is that I think we are where we are solely by the grace of God, because we can only do so much. But sometimes it's the little nudges, the openings here, the little surprises there that, sometimes it pushes you through the threshold even during difficult times. And we've had our difficult
Mm.
times as we grew the business as well. But we're blessed to be where we are, and we have an excellent team. I'm not here at all. I won't be here at all today if I didn't have a strong team of team members who are extremely committed to their work. They love cars. That's actually how we find all our people. They're just crazy car people. They're just on the other side of things. They're not a customer.
Yeah,
They're just people who love working on cars. So
yeah.
I think it's been a fantastic journey up to this point, and I spend my days. I'm there with my guys 6 days a week because it's great to wake up in the morning, go and check out the work with my guys, and see what needs to
Yeah.
be done and plan for the day all the way to the end of the day. And I think that's what drives us on a daily basis. Yeah,
Detailing is first of all, thanks for sharing that story, man. I'm
yeah,
thoroughly inspired. And
yeah.
look, like times are tough, and everyone got tough times, and some of you are watching this. If that gave you
Yeah.
some sort of encouragement, just give some
Yeah.
love, some like, smash the like button, give Darren some love, man. Come on, that was a semi motivational speech going on there. I'll tell you something,
I think
Darren.
last
Like
year, yeah,
I studied a bit of culinary arts, and we know, there's a saying that goes that you can follow the recipe, okay,
yeah,
but if you don't cook it with love, right, you can taste it, you can taste that,
you're right,
and it seems like detailing, If you
you're
look
right,
at someone who do polishing, detailing, whatever is it, like you can
yeah,
actually see, right, that
yeah,
5% difference from one car to
yeah,
the other, it really shows
yeah,
up. And
yeah,
I often tell people that it's more expensive to keep a team of passionate people together. Expensive not in money, expensive in
yes,
effort, in love. You got
yes,
to put in
yes,
that kind of effort to keep the team together, you
correct,
know. So
correct,
I just have the reason why I love what you guys come up producing AutoDetailer Studio is like you can see the amount of like I love cars, and it's written over. I see Bobby's cars, his 640i. I see his Aston Martin, his Audis. Like you can just see that there's so much love for cars, and that's something. I started to realize more and more. I started to learn a bit of paint correction. Like you can give someone a 800 ringgit DA, right?
yes,
Dual
yes,
action polisher, and you can
correct,
give another guy a repairs, whatever. But the
yes,
guy
yes,
who loves the craft, he will do
yeah.
better with someone with a
I agree.
branded.
I
Yeah,
agree. I agree. And
yeah.
I
It's
also
such
have a lot of
interesting.
friends. I also have a lot of friends who are in the business as well. So we're in the same industry. And one of the things I've always enjoyed is when I have my buddies who are, they're actually mobile detailers. They're freelance detailers. It may not be
Ah,
a full-time gig for them. But I really enjoy chatting with these guys because with a lot of these mobile detailers, they have a true sense of passion. I'm not saying all of them. Just like any industry, it's only as far as few that usually would practice the pure art of what the craft would be like. But it's keeping things, the dedication, where there are days where we sit down and we're looking through the numbers, and we're just spending way too much time on a car just to finish it right. Yeah. And it's people ask us why it's a new car, and people take 5 to 6 hours to finish a car. Why do you need to take 5 days? And we get these a lot from our customers, and I say, well, honestly, the actual detailing process is a good 3 days to 4 days. And we need another day plus just on finishing work, catching the little details that you don't see. And it's become a little bit of an internal challenge, but sometimes it gets a bit bonkers. So we have to sometimes rein the guys in a little bit. Because every year we include new things, new challenges to each other, and we try to the ends,
I totally get you,
So
man.
it sometimes makes no sense already,
Yeah, well, detailing my mini with my friend at he's in the mines, right? We took 3 days to detail a small little car, and he had to keep reminding Thomas, stop chasing the rabbit. Like, that's it. Leave it be. This is as good as it can be today. We can come back again another time. We do it another time. It never ends.
You can be there for 30 days and it still won't be done if you really wanted to be anal about it.
And it's like, hey, 5 o'clock already. I gotta go home. Yeah. But that's
this also similar to what you mentioned about talking about the culinary arts as well, right? It's just like I love food as much as I love detailing. So all my friends know that I eat a lot, copious amounts of it. But I also know some of the best chefs. That's why I have to work out, just to balance it. But like you know a particular restaurant that makes the best steamed fish, right? A particular bakery that makes the perfect croissant, or someone who can mix the absolute tastiest char kway teow. And guess what? It's not 3 places. It's not 5 places. It's always that one place, and you will always go back to that place because nobody else can replicate it. And you sometimes think, why aren't the ingredients the same, right? I don't mind paying more for it, but why are some people just so much better at it? And again, it goes down to passion, like you said, and it's that drive and determination that gives them that motivation to make things where it's just unique and different.
Yeah. And you can taste it, you can see it, you can taste it. And that's what I love about detailing, and it's almost like the Japanese, they talk about like ikigai, like it actually shows up. Yeah. So it's not just simple as just polish, whatever, right? But anyways, thanks for sharing so much, man. I'm really just enjoying. But let's come back to some of our audience questions over here. We got the agenda written, but there's so many questions over here. So what we do is let's throw the agenda out for the side and let's see if we can interact with some of the guys over here, right? If you don't mind, okay. So Henry actually asked a question. I think this is quite interesting. Pre-cut versus customized PPF. What are the pros and cons? This is quite interesting because I'm interested. Because I went for pre-cut instead of hand cut because I wanted a thicker protection. But what's your take on this one? Yeah.
Okay, it really depends on how particular you are. I don't think there's a real right and wrong to this. It's just a matter of what do you think is your priority. So a lot of our clients, for them, it's the car is a piece of art. So they really want the best finishes. If I were to give you a real life time estimation, a pre-cut car, a complete car, it could be a 5 Series, can be completed in less than a day.
Pre-cut,
Our custom work, that's less than a day, full car. Because the patterns are there, you just have to lay them on and sort of match your way around, and you just install it. Yes, you've seen it, right? Yeah. And speed is what equals profitability. That's the intrinsic principle of business. That's something I only learned at the later part of AutoDetailer because it's always focused on passion, right? So it's very Angmo style, and it's all pure passion. Never really putting on the Asian head and calculating stuff, right? So you learn over time. But
Oh,
For us to
your
do
business
our
partner and your wife does that.
She does that, and yes, yeah, it's always we're always wondering why does it cost more and more every year, because we just find reasons to do more for the same amount, right? And that's always the challenge there, trying to keep a balance on how we get things so that we can turn things around. If you take too long on cars, you just don't turn around sufficiently. You don't profit sufficiently.
So
Yeah.
pre-cut is faster. That's the pros.
Pre-cut is a day for a full car for us to do a proper custom. And when I say proper custom, that means it's not a pre-cut with adjusted variances in adjustments in terms of the measurement, but actually fully formed. And it's hand cut in the sense that it's hand cut, but it's trimmed off the car and then it's fitted on. But the most important thing is certain parts of the car needs to be disassembled. Sometimes it's the door handle so that you don't have a cut, or what they call a door cup. I cannot stand door cup. It's an abomination to me. And then when you see edges, and because if you understand what PPF is, right, it's essentially adhesive that's under a clear film. And this adhesive, the moment you have rain, dirt, and exposure, especially in our tropical weather, it's going to unfold. And as it unfolds, it's going to trap dirt. And once you trap dirt, there's no way you can clean it. So I've seen cars a few weeks into a pre-cut ownership, and it's starting to look like a Tron car. You know, there's all the lines and edges, and it's all visible, especially on lighter colored cars. But it's the more affordable way. It's cheaper because it's only a one-day job. For us to do a full custom installation, which is the only type of work that we do. And we're actually one of the few places in the whole world that actually does this. The best, and you can quote this on me, the best in the world is actually a company in California called Prestige Film Technologies, Premier Film, and they use Prestige Film Technology products, and they're the best in the world. So it's one of our inspirations to be like them and also to achieve stuff with them. But we're also one of the top around because nobody else does custom work. So a custom installed stage protection film for a 5 Series for us would take about a week and a half at least, compared to one day. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot of work. It's insane amount of work.
I actually tried doing I tried to take some small panels and tried to do PPF. Custom non pre-cut is next level. I cannot, for the love of God, to figure out how to do it, you know. And I can see why it's less risk for the operator.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you just put it on.
Less wastage.
Less wastage. Small speed. You know. But then yes, it does leave a bit of, you know, little lines here and there. And when you go up close to the car, you can start seeing it. I get it. Yeah. So that's the pros and the cons, Henry. I hope that if that gives you a good answer, let us know in the comments or give us some love for likes if that gives you. So speed, of course, so cost as well, right? Cost as well, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can get a few more questions in before we jump on back to the agenda. Albert's asking, like, what would you recommend for 2 years old X3? In what package would you recommend? Because you guys got the elements detailing, right?
Yeah, we've got basically we have a few series of detailing programs, even the ones that we prepare cars for concourse competitions abroad and even locally as well. But of course, the last few years hasn't seen any real major competition. But to address this question, a lot of people call us, a lot of people text us, and I have only one standard answer, and that is we'll need to check the car. The reason is it's a very strict principle, and all our team members, we learned this and we're guided this way with the same principle. We need to check the car, and it starts always with a paintwork assessment. We've got tools that would measure the ultrasonic depth of the paint. That way we can determine what the paint integrity is like. And even if it's a 2-year-old car, and for most instances, 2 years old is still a fairly new car, but there are 2-year-old cars that look like 6-year-old cars because it's parked out in the open, or it could be a Porsche that goes every week to Uluyam, and that could look completely trash in 1 year. Yeah, so age is very relative. So we always do a full check on the car, and then from there we can determine, and we'll usually share with the client, okay, maybe your front bumper is actually very badly scratched, damaged, and chipped. That needs to be painted so that when we detail, it's going to be a good match, and you don't look like you're going to regret doing detailing as well. So we actually customize each of the programs. So I know a lot of people call us and say, hey, what's a package for my car? And we don't have an answer because we still go back to inspecting. And we do this in a transparent way. We do a full check together with the client, and then we'll give you the report. We share with you and tell you what our recommendations. And then it's completely no obligations. You decide whether what we share and how we approach it is suitable for you. For some people, they like the details and the kind of passion and work we go into it. For some people, they're looking for something that's a quick budget fix, and that may not be suitable for them. So we're straightforward in how this is usually done. We don't have cookie cutter system.
I think that makes a lot of sense because you're right. Every single car is different. When I was watching a lot of cars as well, every single car that rolls in, all of them got different set of problems. And you can't just say like, hey, if I polish, can I solve this problem? It's such a blanket, answer, you know. But I mean, again, depends on what your expectations are. If you want it to be like, okay, like, I'm okay with like then no, that's okay. But if you want it to look as good as possible, then of course it has to be a tailor-made solution. Yeah. Okay. So I think that to answer Albert's question, bring the car over to ADS as soon as COVID, as soon as the business is allowable again. Go give them a visit. Of course, I mean, like, you know, even if you're not going to sign a package on the day itself, like I like to park my car there and I just walk past, and then I walk past the first gate and then the second gate, the second one on the side.
You know, way around.
Yeah. Darren once made a joke in our group chat. He's like, "Oh, I know why all the saliva spots on the probably is mine."
It's true. It is true. Pre-COVID days, our main glass door, we always have to go 3 to 4 times a day to clean it because you will see first the handprints because they're actually like looking in, looking out, right? Then you see the nose prints, and then we started to notice, right, there were tongue marks as well. So,
no, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Bobby,
thank goodness,
with
the pandemic, things have changed a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
nobody's licking glasses nowadays.
He licked the Disco Volante in person.
Yes, he did.
I'm starting to think like, which car would come to a point that I probably start licking the window? Let me know in the comments below, guys. What car, if you saw in perfect condition in AutoDetailer Studio, that will entice you to lick it? I'm really struggling. Okay, maybe an Alfa Romeo, or maybe a nice 999 a G series Targa or 964 Targa. Maybe that will entice me to even consider licking it. All right, let's
out of the
check,
3 cars that you mentioned, we have 2 of them inside right now. So prepare to lick 2 if you want to come over.
I will now we can't because you're wearing the mask. So you just see
there you go.
I see the mask. Okay. A lot of questions over here. Let's go. Last question, a quick yes or no answer, and then we'll go into the agenda. This guy here, Steven, asked, hey, do you PPF for motorcycles?
Yes, we do work on bikes. We don't get a lot of bikes because a lot of the bikes are usually done with a basic detail. PPF is not something that has been very prevalent yet for bikes at this point, but we do have a number of bikes that we actually will be doing detailing and PPF on a monthly basis. We also do bicycles as well. We've got a
bicycle
special. We've got the Colnagos coming in for detailing. We do. We've been doing it for years actually. Yeah.
Elements detailing for bikes.
Basic one, and then because bikes, they're a very different breed nowadays. Bicycles, they've gone past the usual. Some of the bikes would cost more than the cars that we buy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've detailed and wrapped bikes that are 60, 70, 80,000 ringgit. Yeah. So they're very special. Yeah. Very special.
One of good buddies here, Josiah Ng, and he's telling me like some bikes, the specs, and I was like, what are these things doing on a bike, man? Like, what kind of technology they're applying on bikes? They're crazy.
They're all sold out. They're all sold out during the pandemic. Yes.
Oh dear. Let's take a look at what cars would people lick. Let's see. Yikang say will lick the S2000. Okay, it's such a weird topic. I think it's the wine speaking a bit. I'll probably lick the Hagusoka. I know. I actually saw the Hagusoka. One of Bobby brought me inside, and I saw. I almost teared because it looks so beautiful. It's a bit of American looking, but there's still some Japanese feel to it, and it's so
Very old
big.
school.
It looks like a R34. You know, it's the same size of R34. That's just quite big. Like if you think of the in the 80s, right? That's huge. You know, beautiful. Like I never thought I would see one in my own eyes my whole life. So thanks, Darren.
No way.
All right, let's see. GDR R34 V Spec 2. Oh, okay. Okay, there
that's
you go.
very valuable. Yeah, very valuable nowadays.
240Z. Oh my god, 240Z is it's like the Japanese E-type. It's like the Japanese E-type. So beautiful. Let's see. Ducati Panigale V4 Super Leggera. Okay, Ducatis. This is a bike guy. Okay, you lick a F40. All right.
Bobby will lick an F40, I'm sure.
You know, I think the owner will probably come after you if you lick the car. All right, the 645 LT. All right, Koenigsegg Regera, Midnight Purple R34.
We've got a lot of hungry people.
Hungry people. All right, 912 Targa. This escalated quite quickly. 812 Superfast.
Yeah.
Irfan saying he'll lick the matte black Vitara. I think it's Johan's Vitara.
That's Johan's. Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, there's so much to talk about. We've really been half an hour into the show. We're supposed to do this in 90 minutes. So there's a lot of things on the agenda, but I think we're going to put it aside and we're going to focus on some of the pretty cool things to talk about the agenda. There's something I want to bring up. We can, if you don't mind, we hop back into the agenda about one thing about detailing is that you get the opportunity to rescue some cars, right? Like to bring for me, detailing is like, especially for used cars or classic cars, you are restoring the esteem of the car. You know, like for me, deep in my heart, I do want to do two cars that I in this lifetime. One is the W123 230E or one of those cars because my grandfather had that car. I want to get a car resprayed to dark green. That's the color he drove. Brown interior, exactly how it was, and just to give it like life, you know. The other car I really want is the we call the Datsun S 510. You know, to work on it and make it a show car kind of like look, you know, like sand it, no, like probably sand it a couple of times to get like no more orange peel, like that mirror feel. You know, coat it, you know, like just show car. That's one of my dreams, because there is something very like beautiful about these certain cars, you know. And I think the beauty about restoring cars is that you return the esteem of the car, you know. Anyways, what I'm talking about is you got, so in your years you've helped to restore a few cars, and I did ask you to share like what were the more memorable restorations, some of the crazy like 0 to hero jobs. All right, so if you don't mind, with permission, can I share like the Ferrari that you guys took in? Yeah. Let me show share screen. All right, okay, I'm sharing my screen here. Okay, before, okay guys, so this is a really rare car. This is a Ferrari. As you can see, this is a this is the before, right? So take a guess below, like what Ferrari do you think this is? Jules says F40. Okay, let's see the chat. What is this? Okay, so it's a Ferrari. I'll give you a hint. It's manual. So Jules says F40, and I think some of you guys may know already. Johan, you cannot guess because you know already. Okay. So this is the car you got. Is this the car from Hong Kong?
No, this is not from Hong Kong. We've done some cars from Hong Kong, but this is actually from a local owner. It was the first time working with him, and he had purchased this car. It was one of his dream cars, and when it first came in, one of the things we spotted was if you went back to the previous slide where you saw the badges removed, this is what happens in a lot of Malaysian paint shops where they repaint over even the badges and the decals as well. Yeah, so that was something that caught our eyes immediately. So we did a full paintwork check, and we found the car was having about 3 to 4 layers of paint on the car. That means
dear.
3 to 4 rounds of complete repainting on the car, but there was no prior removal of what the previous paint was. So it had built up quite a heavy texturing, and it was in quite a condition that needed a refresh. So we had proposed a full program where we had taken everything bare metal and started the correct way. And a lot of our projects will start that way, from bare metal all the way up.
Well, it's actually, you know, so incredible, because I'm going to show you some of the. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the pictures, but the next pictures will review what car it is already lah. Okay, so yes, let's look at the chat over here. 599 GTO 360 430 Rosso Corsa 430 512 TR 355. Okay, so this is, let's see who's the winner. Jonathan, yes, it's a F430 Spider. So this is the interior.
Yeah.
You know, I like Ferraris. I love the 430s because they are so raw.
Yeah.
But every time I enter the interior, I feel like it's a Honda Accord. You know? No offense to anyone who owns it. No offense. Right? It's like they had everything they could to make a beautiful car, but the interior, they're like, whatever, you know, it's done. You know, like you know, just have some coffee and white wine, whatever, you know, let's go. Well, that's the interior condition. Yeah, really cracked. Oh, seen a lot of sun. Oh, look at the
you
left.
will notice it seems to have a bit of an almost yellow hint to it, and that's not from the lighting. That was from the numerous leather repainting that was carried out by previous workshops that were handling the car. So if you look closely between the front and the rear of the car, you'll see completely different shades. There's actually about 8 shades of tan leather.
No.
Actually, a tan leather finish.
Actually, I'm starting to see it now. Yeah, look at the. If you just look at the passenger side near the door. You know, the color and then the leather, they're both different. It's like, and then look at the left and the right seat, the passenger and the driver's seat. Oh my god!
And if you look at the center console, you'll see the colors slightly different as well. So this was the case that when it came in and needed work.
Oh no, this is so bad. But it's such a beautiful car. It's a manual, the last manual of the Ferrari range, and in this condition, it's really sad.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks really bad. Oh no, it's triggering a lot of things for me. I just feel like okay. Wow.
And that's the 2 different shades that you see inside.
Yeah. So that's the before picture. Okay. So after the break, we're gonna go for a quick break, and then we're gonna show a quick video from live from the Batcave. Oh, by the way, Darren's team produced sick level of video production. I say sick. If you subscribe to AutoDetailer Studio, I watch almost all their videos. They have this thing called live from the Batcave, and they show you what cars you're working on, and the videography, the quality of the video capture is incredible. So if you guys are a video file, if you just like beautiful cars, go and subscribe to AutoDetailer. So go to Facebook, look for AutoDetailer Studio, or go to Instagram, AutoDetailer Studio, and subscribe so you can see some beautiful pictures. Okay, so we're gonna go for a quick break, and then we're gonna show you one of his live from the Batcave on how he sanded down the paint, and then we're gonna come back and ask Darren what's the whole restoration process. Okay, let's go for a quick break right now. All right, there you go. AutoDetailer Studio. Okay, so yeah, guys, if you like that video, give some love, some likes. Let Darren know if you appreciate it. A lot of work has gone into making sure that that video comes up, right? So yeah, so if you want to find out more of the videos and all the stuff they do, AutoDetailer Studio at Facebook and also on Instagram. Okay, you know, it's actually somewhat very soothing to see the sanding process. Yeah. Let's put this. Let's put this aside first. How long did that sanding process take? Yeah.
Usually for a bare metal job, it takes about a week and a half, usually, sometimes up to 2 weeks, depending on how complex the car shape and what we need to dismantle as well. So it's
Wow.
about a week and a half, 2 weeks, typically.
A week and a half. Dismantling and
Yeah.
sanding it down.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So I got a question that I want to ask before we go into explaining what's the whole restoration process. The question is, why is it better to sand the car down and put the paint on versus painting on top of it? Because I'm actually sort of managing my E30's project right now. I'm getting all the rubber bits so I can pull out. I've been contemplating, because the guy is like, well, you save money by just not sanding it down, because it's less work. And then then he's like, well, if you want to, and then a lot of people are telling me that it will look better if you sand it down. So why is it? Why are you doing the sand? Why do you sand it?
Okay, so to qualify this, I would need to check your car. Then I can give you a more accurate recommendation on how best to go about it. But the quick and short of this is because typically, like an E30, based on the age of the car, you would usually find at least 3 attempts at repainting the car. That would be my average guess. Yeah, minimum would be 2, average would be 3. That's from our historical data on most of the cars. So every time someone in Malaysia, we're quite fond of doing what they call an outside coating. That's the term that a lot of painters use. So they don't paint the insides; they just do a quick once over. They do a coarse sanding, and in fact, in Malaysia, it's very common in paint shops not to even remove rubber seals and things like that, or the badges, and they'll paint over it. I've got Porsches that, my goodness, even the stone guard on the lower section, on the lower three-quarter panel of the fender, that gets painted in as well. That's one of the issues that yes, it happens all the time. It's a Malaysian thing to do. Just paint over, right? So, every time they do these things, it actually compounds the issues that were underlined that was never fixed. So for your E30, the question, then the guiding principle of this decision would be, are you going to keep the car? You would have to decide at this point. Because if you're going to keep the car, and this will be a car in your collection, then knowingly you'd expect to put in a fair bit of investment from the restorative part of things, from the parts that you need to do, the rubber linings, come on. I mean, all the chrome bits that needs to be changed. A lot of stuff. Even if you want to get the details, you should even change your windshield front and rears, because by now, the scratches that you see on it, that can never be restored as well. So it can start to build up a certain cost. And if you're really going in that path, then it goes without saying, get the best thing done for your car, which is to bring it down to bare metal in this sense, unless we've got certain cars, like we worked on an R32 once that was also quickly sold the moment the owner had put it onto the market. And we were really surprised. In an R32, so if you can guess the age of the car. And when it arrived and the owner was very excited about the car, we did a paint reading, and we did it 5 times. And we had different people doing it again, and we rechecked it. And I looked at it, I was a bit perplexed. It had the original paint. It was never repainted. It was stone chipped as heck, but it was never repainted. And that was unique. And I told the owner, this is a unicorn. You will never find a car that's 20 years old that has
original paint.
Has original paint. Exactly. It had gone a bit matte already. A lot of the areas were stone chipped, they were dense. And the owner was actually a dear friend of mine, and we worked on a few of his cars. He says, Darren, on this car, I don't care what you do. I don't want new paint on the car. I want you to detail the best that you can to bring out the finish and put the best PPF you can on the car. And that's what we did. So it was a trade-off. It was a request by a friend of mine, and that's what we did. And we got the car looking absolutely new. And so there are instances where cars will have original paint, but it
They
is
don't want to
rare,
mess that up. Yeah.
and you don't want to mess because there's a story to it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You
a car that
you
has a history.
you're on fire, man. Man, you're speaking there. I can see
Yeah.
like he's guys. If you're watching Darren and you feel his passion, like setting up on fire.
It's
Let
so
us know in
rare.
the comments. Type fire in the chat if you can see it, man. I'm like I'm usually sleeping at 10, 10, 11, you know. But now I'm like fired up listening to you, man. I just want to go and clean my car right now.
Let's go do it.
And no lighting lah, no lighting, but
Uh,
definitely doing it tomorrow. No, I'm definitely not after this. I'm cleaning my car tomorrow.
Yes.
Man, but thanks for sharing that. It got me something
No
to
problem.
consider.
Yeah.
You know, the 318i, the E30 is something that I really like. People always tell me like, oh, it's not a coupe, but I do like the sedan. The shape proportions just look more pleasing on the eye.
And,
But,
here's the thing that I think resonates with people, and there's a lot of the Evo members as well. I think let's not define what is a must and what is protocol for any car enthusiast. Let's look at it as it's a car that expresses yourself. Who cares if it's 2 doors, 4 doors, has a roof, no roof? Who cares if it's a local car, it's an imported car? Who cares if the car leaks? Who cares if it's most pristine? It's the car that you can best afford, and it's the car that you are proud of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Don't
Absolutely,
discriminate. So we
Yeah.
go with whatever drives our heart, because that's the car that you always look back in your car park after you've adjusted it, perfect center, and you look at it and say, damn, that looks
Ah.
good. Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're
Okay.
right. Oh, so much encouragement there, man. Because yeah, you know, one thing I like about I like about Evo Club is that you can go up to a drive, and then you got a Suzuki Swift, and then you got a Ferrari, you know, 458, and then you got a 911, you know,
Yeah.
and then you got a Japanese. You got Japanese, you know, they're showing up, you know. We got Subarus.
Yeah.
You know, my buddies in Evo drive, you know, like Felix, he drives a Subaru. Then Adrian, he drives a Porsche, and then Bobby drives the Aston Martin. And we all hang out together, you know. And I really like this gang, you know. It's that for the love of cars, you know.
Yes.
You know, not whose badge is better and stuff like that. Yeah.
It crosses through different classes, different demographics, no race, no creed, no religion. It's just people who love cars. And that's what we do Together for, isn't it? I mean, it's great if it also happens to be the same badge and a whole gang of Subarus goes up. That's great. But, you know, who cares? If we're going up, do you want to drive? Do you want to drive? Do you want to drive? Okay, we drive safe and let's get up there for coffee. That's what it is.
Yeah, and the best part is, you know what's the best part? As a guy who likes cars, you reach the destination, you got this beautiful scene, and then you turn left and right. There's so many different cars. You get to ogle different cars. You know, there's so many. You can just if you go in like a group, right? It's all BMW, right? Yeah, I know it's nice, but you know, you get that variety. You know, you got a nice Corolla, you know, old school Corolla, you know, nice Alfa Romeo, you know.
Correct.
Yeah. But that gave me some inspiration. The 318i is something I do really want to keep for a long time. All my friends are like, "Oh, you're gonna sell it," but no. I every time I say I want to sell it, I drive the car again. I'm like, no, I don't want to sell it again.
Here's one thing I could give to you that you can keep your heart, and for every car enthusiast there, when you pick an older car, you know, a pre-owned car, the amount of time, effort that you have to put in it means you're a lot more dedicated to it than, say, purchasing a brand new car. You can go to a showroom right now. You could, online, and you could make a booking for the latest cars, and it's all fine and good. There's nothing wrong with that. There's the peace of mind for warranty, the latest check, and everything else. But I can tell you, from knowing so many friends and my clients, with these older cars, when you want it, you can't just buy it.
No,
it takes a long time to look for one. It takes a long time to fix it to how you want it. And that car becomes a heritage piece, you know?
Yeah. and you cannot buy it off somebody, even though someone
No
restore it.
way.
You
way.
it's not the way that you want it, and you miss that experience of restoring it. Right, you miss the
Correct.
experience of doing it. Oh,
Correct.
I want to clean my
Correct.
cars now. I just want to go to my
Clean the
car.
car.
All right, man. Thanks for the advice. I think you really like this spark in me. I'm going to respray my E30 as soon as I get my one last part. Looking at Cyrus blue as a silver blue, so I can't wait for that color to come out. But anyways, let's get back to the topic. The F30 Spider. I mean, looking at the car, the condition, it looks pretty bad lah. Especially the interior. The interior is really killing me. It's just the interior is just now like the yellow color makes you feel like someone peed on it. You know, like. So what was your initial response when you first saw the car? Because it's such a rare car with a manual, you know, and a Spider. What's the first? Because I think I was like so sayang, you know, so sayang, you know.
Well, before I think it just hit us more as we assessed the car. But when the car rolled in, typically because I mean it had a Capristo exhaust, and all the 430s with the Capristos, they come in loud, proud, and it resonates through the whole basement. So we're always excited to hear beautiful exhaust sound coming in. So and then when it came in, the first thing I peeked always look at that is I noticed there's a manual transmission, and that is extremely rare. You just don't find cars like that. So I think it's the last of its kind. And even if you wanted to buy one now, you will never be able to find one. Almost never. I think I've seen no more than 3 manual 430s in the country, and that's how rare it is.
Wow, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a manual, yeah.
Yes, it's a manual. Gated manual. Yeah. They don't make cars like these anymore.
Yeah. Like oof, the 430 the last one of the, I would say the last of very raw Ferraris in its shape, and then it's a manual. And it's a manual, freaking manual.
Correct.
Look at the H gate, you know, like
correct.
So beautiful.
Correct.
So that was your first impression. It's like you were like, wow, like dumbfounded, right?
Yeah.
So okay,
we were very excited. I mean, and then we spoke to the owner, and then I was very frank with him, and the owner's a lovely person. He's extremely car crazy. He's a petrol head, and even while we were restoring the car, he's constantly just texting me and saying, hey, you know, what else is interesting, you know, and what about this car? What about that car? And there's always ideas growing in his head, and you know, there's a passion in how much he loves his cars, and that helps. Gives us the motivation to put our best in it. You know, it's sort of just we sound off each other.
Yeah, it goes off each other, right? And that's the thing about the service industry. In the service industry, right? It's the same thing. Like you want to get good service from a hotel you visit. Like it's not about how much money you pay, or you treat the people who service you.
It's a simple concept, and a lot of times I'll go back to just digress for a second. I love food, right? But if I were to take you for all my usual spots, it's some of the best places, and I've become very good friends with them because I believe in one thing: give people the due respect. Yeah. When people are respected, they give their best. There's something money cannot give you.
It's natural. It's
natural. They want to. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
And I get it because I used to work in a hotel, and I realized that people would treat me well. Like they just say, how's your day? How's it going? And I just naturally, without any effort or energy, want to give this person more attention, you know, or just want to make their life a little bit easier, you know, and that's it, you know, because end of the day, I think detailing or polishing or even car washing, right? It's an artisanal work. You know, it's an artisanal work, and then one of the reasons why I do all this the refresh episodes, which I'll launch one more soon, is that I want to show people that these are not brute labor. These are artisanal work, and I think that there is a lack of appreciation in our country. I feel I'm not sure about other countries, but at least I can say in Malaysia there's a lack of appreciation. And you know, go up to the shop and say, hey, how much you know, like it's a bit sad because they're more than just how much, you know, because the guy who's doing the car, he may love cars so much, and you just haven't connected with the guy, you know. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for sharing that. I think I hope the audience, you guys actually get some sort of value from it. And I think that a good tip, you want to make sure detailer does a good job in the car. Get to know them, hang out with them, because they and especially find a detail they can connect with. That'll be awesome as well. Like my good friend Ryson, we're both. He's a car guy. He's a Megane RS, and he just loves his car. He think he's a mechanic, so he tinkers with his car as well, and he changes engine oil. He does all these things. Fantastic guy, but end up, anyways, we can digress and go so far away. But you're right.
Car stories, you'll go on the whole night.
Yeah,
there's always beautiful car stories, really.
Yeah, you know what? This is what happened at Talk Gear. We always say it's an hour and a half. It just. I gotta make sure we stick on the agenda. Okay. So I want to ask this because I'm intrigued with this restoration because it looks really bad.
Yeah.
And how? So what was the process that you took through this F430 Spider?
Okay, well, we started off with the disassembly of the car. That helps us determine for cars of a certain age what we need to replace for the car, parts that we need to order, things that needs to be repaired. So we started disassembly. We started the bare metal sanding process. We started stripping out the interiors, tearing out all the old leathers, and it's I can't recall how long it took, but I think it took the greater part of almost a good part of almost a year to complete the car.
Wow, a year.
Yeah. It took a very long time. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I think at least about 9 months. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
9 months. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a very long process.
Is it because of rubber bits and stuff like that, or was it just
No, it's also the fact that the car has aged quite a fair bit. So everything that was on the car, a lot of it has to be repaired. There was a lot of stuff, and then I think that's the challenge with these Continental classics, right? You go either the path of repairing what you can or replacing. Replacing can get very expensive very quickly. You could spend $1 million ringgit just on getting parts, and that's not even inclusive of everything that's covered. So it's quite the investment, and that's what makes it special. Yeah. So we started off with the bare metal. We went into the paint work, and from the paint work we went to refine it via detailing. Then we did all our coating systems. We had the interiors assembled. We did a paint protection film system. We even fitted our best work on it. So this is how we typically work on all the cars that we restore. Yeah.
This is the PPF on it,
That's the PPF. Yeah, that's being cured and being formed. That's the pistol exhaust. It's completely opaque. I couldn't find the before shot there, and we spent the past a week
that you guys even go as far as making the chrome look super chrome.
That's the OCD part with my whole team, and it's something that is I would say it's almost voluntary. It's something that they look at it and they go, I want to do this. Okay, I say, okay, that's a challenge. And can you finish this in 3 days? Yes, you can. 7 days later, it's almost done.
Look at that exhaust, guys. If you think that's beautiful, give some love and some likes. Like, come on, like I think just making the exhaust look like that. My guess is at least 2 days. At least 2 days. No?
7 days.
7 days.
It's 7 days. 2 guys. Because there's a lot of nooks and crannies, and it involves removing oxidation. It involves sandpaper work. It involves machine work. Some of my guys, if you speak to them and if you watch them work, you'll see the amount of blisters that they get when they work on parts like these. It's more than just a passion. There's a physical cost to this as well. It's not something easy replicable.
I probably have an inkling of what it's like. I hand polish a lot of the pennies in my Mini. You have that handband part.
Yes, correct.
My fingers will swell. I say I say I'll expand one finger. The next day I come and use the second finger. And then I ice my fingers every night.
It never ends. Yes.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Wow. Yeah. Dikang says he want to polish his exhaust later. All right, and we're fixing up the final parts. and then oh guys, can you see it in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, from far, and then the final. Oh, this is the interior. Oh, look at the interior, guys. Compared to the yellowish, weird. Oh, did you actually tailor? How do you guys get the prancing horse? The
Okay, that's an embroidery. So
embroidery?
that's an embroidery for the prancing horse. So that one involves a lot of custom stitch work to get the angles correct on the horse.
Man,
Yeah.
I was just wondering that how did you guys do this? Did you buy this thing or you guys actually customize it yourself?
Well, you'll need to customize the pattern, but once you have the pattern and block already, we use that on all our Ferraris as well. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
wow.
this is embroidery, and there's also the option to do a deboss, which is usually pressure pressed through a plate. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's very correct depending on what you want.
yeah. Avance is brown finally. It's properly brown. Oh wow, look at that, guys. Jeez. Ah, look at that manual. Oh my god. And look at that. Oh, that's a looker. That's an absolute looker over there.
It is.
Wow. A 1 year project,
Yes.
Wow. 1 year project. I tell you what, the way it looks right now, it's absolutely worth it. But it takes a cooperation between the detailer and also the owner. The owner has to
Always.
say that
Always.
he says that I gotta be able to let this guy do his work for this long. You know?
Undisturbed.
Undisturbed. Undisturbed.
No, but kidding aside, I think again I have to say that we've been very blessed to have friends and customers who really appreciate the work that we do, and they're there to support. And every time they find a car, they say, "Hey, I'm bringing it over. Let's work on this. Try and bring it the timeline down a little bit, but put your best work out there." So that's what we always do. And then we've got a few cars that we're working on. I think we're working on the GT3 RS right now, which is nearing completion, and a few more other cars. And I think being able to have customers who understand that this is not something that can be just replicated easily, that it's artisanal, it's very handcrafted, and that the time is given, and there's a love, there's an anticipation growing towards the time it's completing. And when we hand over, this is part and parcel of our whole passion, to be able to hand the car to the client. The whole experience, really, and they come around and then we say, bro, come pick up the cars today, and they come by, and when they look at kind of the things that the whole team stops, it's pure silence when the client comes in to pick up the car, because all the team members, and we're actually a very large team. We have 20 over people in our team. We're a small facility, but we have a lot of technicians and craftsmen inside here, and it's always pin drop silence because everyone's just looking quietly and listening to see what the client would be saying. It's a personal reaffirmation that, hey, we did well. And it's something that just drives us and keeps that spark going into the next project and the next project. And
wow.
That's how it goes.
Man, I got in this talk just to talk about detailing, but I never know that I'm getting a motivational talk right now. I mean in a way, because you're right, you get so much back, that it's not currency in this, like
no.
You see the customers' eyes like light up, and they climb in out of the car, and then you're like, oh my god, to see the customer receive like the end product is really like priceless. There's a payoff there when it's priceless. And
I know it's very passe when people say, we don't do it for the money. I mean, who the heck doesn't do a business for money? And I've got my family to take care of. I've got a whole team of people that we provide for. I've had guys with me over 17, coming to 18 years, and I've seen them from single to get married, to with kids, and they've got their cars now. And it's a huge family that we have over here. But really, and I say this without equivocation, and I could look you in the eye and tell you, it was never for the money. It was really because we love what we do. And if we wanted to do it for the money, it would be a very different approach to how this is done. Cars would need to be finished in 2 days. That's how you make money. This is not it. This is taking a lot of work, a lot of investment in time and commitment to achieve what we do. And this is only seen by our customers. It's not a monetary satisfaction. It's a satisfaction where it's when the customer shares their feedback, and you just that energy just bounces off you, and then you tell yourself, I want to do even more for the next one, and to this next car, and the next one.
Oh, I still get you, man.
Yeah.
I still get you. I still get you on that, man. Wow, getting goosebumps. Guys are getting goosebumps. If you're getting it, just drop it in the chat if you're getting goosebumps. But man, this is epic, man. Like hearing from you, and like I always had a suspicion that detailing is not a work of. It's like it's very Shinto, or very it's very ikigai. Like you have to put like the spirit of the work shows up in the car. Like how the Japanese say the katana has the blacksmith's soul in it. And for every car that's being detailed and taken off, you can see the soul of the detailer like sort of in the car. And whether they spend 10 days or 20 days is the quality of time they spend in the car. You can actually see it. Look at it. Yeah, and I just want to bring this up again, guys. Guys, if you think this car, I want to put my face and Darren's face away for a bit. Simon, can we take away the okay, guys, tell us what you think about this car over here. Let's see in the comments. Let's look at this. Chang is God name. Okay, you shouldn't be saying that. Okay, Henry says be licking it. Justin says Fuyo. All right. Wow, the red color really pops. All right. I got a question over here. If you're comfortable with sharing, Darren,
Sure.
it says how much does the cost to restore this whole project? This F40 Spider.
You can buy a car.
Okay.
For the amount. Yeah.
I have no question. I'm thinking about a high 5-figure or close to 6 figures. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Irfan said heart skip a bit when he looked at this photo. Yeah. Someone says steam beautiful, amazing. Call the ambulance. Darren says no. Yikang says keep the S2000 within the circle. And then Sean is saying the shine is brighter than my future. Epic, man. Thanks for sharing these pictures. And guys, you can actually find videos and pictures like this at AutoDetailer Studio in Facebook and also Instagram. I do spend time there just looking at it and looking up and down. Very fantastic production. So if you haven't yet, go and subscribe. You can see below Darren's name there at AutoDetailer Studio. Okay. Oh, Darren, thanks, man. I'm getting fired up. I don't know. I'm just fired up by talking to you. Guys, if you're fired up, just type fired up on the chat. Oh man, I've been having such a good time talking to you today. How are you feeling so far?
Likewise. I'm happy to share. I think again, I love the crowd here because it's so diverse. It crosses all the different denominations, across all the different car brands, and it's really about the car that you like and why you like to drive it, right? So I love being here. I love it.
Well, thanks so much for sharing the passion with us, man. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, I haven't really got a full on talk with you, but today is my full. I'm really wow. Okay, so it's really an hour and 50 minutes. We'll try to end it in another say 20 minutes time. So let's we can continue talking till the sun comes up, but let's make sure we get our sleep. Okay, so let's look at some of the questions. If you find any questions you want to reply, you can let me know so I can bring them up. But I got one question over here if you don't mind. It's from Andrew Chin. Oh no, sorry. I think he can't sort of answer the question. If you guys got any questions about detailing, about your cars, whatsoever, please drop in the comments below. We can answer them. Okay, and over here we got one question over here. Anthony Monato asked if may I check if you're wrapping. What's that?
I worked on his car before. Yes.
He's probably asking this as a question. Okay. Maybe for other people who are listening to this, okay, may I check with you if wrapping do protect against stone chips? Now, this one I got the answer, but you can answer this question.
Yeah, Anthony, it does. If you put paint protection film, there are headlamp protection kits and certain parts of the car. But this is something that you'd want to do after you've either repainted the car or it's brand new. So I've worked on your car before, we've detailed it. I think for now, until there's a point where there's some repainting done, best to leave it until that process is completed and when it's all pristine, and that's when you put your paint protection film. That's how you maximize your ROI.
But I want to talk about this. Says wrapping, because there's PPF, there's wraps. Some people they're like, oh, maybe I'll wrap my car with a vinyl wrap,
different color.
Color. Yeah,
we can get into that.
PPF, right? I mean, how would you help answer this question to clarify this?
Okay, so both basically a polymer that you wrap around the car, but vinyl, which is what people call as wrap usually, is essentially colored film. But it's low tech in the sense that you'll find people who are good at wrapping cars in color. When they try to port over to the world of paint protection film, they will experience a lot of difficulty because with colored films, for example, if you're wrapping a car in silver or a blue color, right, it masks all the flaws that are on the film itself because it's colored. But when you have a paint protection film, it's completely clear. And if you have the wrong stretch on it, it will show. Every single thing will show. And that's where the difference between the installation technique and the skill will show. That's the one difference. The second part is paint protection film is inherently much thicker than vinyl. Colored wraps are thinner. So they serve a very different purpose. Although yes, it does provide a modicum of protection for the paintwork, but it doesn't match what the actual paint protection film can provide.
Yeah. So in terms of protection, PPF is still superior to say a wrap. Yeah, because it's the material and the thickness of it. Right? Yeah. All right. So I hope that answers some question. There's some question I've been asked from my friends before. Let's see over here. There's one guy over here, Eddie. I think this is something interesting. Let's see over here. Eddie says, I want to know from Darren and Thomas, what's the take on PPF versus Marvelous AI skin cost aside? Now, I'll answer mine first. First of all, I don't know. I never seen a car in person with Marvelous AI, so I can't say much about it. But I know it has self-healing properties and stuff, which is super awesome. I like the fact that coating is starting to develop such technology. But I here's what I think lah. End of the day, right? To have if you're driving a car fast, like, and you're going to tollgate roads and stuff like that, you're gonna have you're gonna have big pieces of stones flying up against your car. And especially if you're following someone like Bobby's Aston Martin, you kick up stones from his stick tires and stuff, or following Alex STM Rocks Ferrari California, you're gonna get those huge stones flying up at your car. You gotta need that. The best protection is I won't even say like 100% protection. The best you can get is PPF. Still nothing as good as PPF, right? Because it's designed to absorb impact, Yeah. So that's my intake of it. I think Marvelous AI skin is great. I heard great reviews. I've seen some videos around it. But I think that if you're driving a lot like my Spider, I will still trust my PPF more than the AI. So that's my take.
The question here would be, I think, on a technical point, whether you can replace the paint protection film. So with PPF, you can replace it. So you could run it for 3, 4, 5 years or 6 years, like our PPF. You could just remove it and put a new one. But with Marvelous, I've actually met the owner and I've seen his car as well. So I do understand what the tech provides, because I think it's also trying to bridge the gap where you have pre-cuts where it's a lot of visible issues and imperfections, and they're trying to get to the point where it becomes something like almost a custom PPF installation, and it's simpler and more deployable. But I think the main challenge here is because it's a painted on protection film. Think of it in the concept of in the construct of what a clear coat is, this is a much thicker clear coat that they spray onto your original paint. So it has its pros and cons, just like every other product. PPF has that as well, and it's also still, for my opinion, a product where the craftsmanship, the skill of the painter, is what can take it from where it is to what it can achieve.
Yeah. Okay, so it depends on that as well, lah. Yeah.
It very much
does. Yeah. So I think in a way now what I'm hearing also that the sort of the pros of PPF is that, look, if the PPF is damaged, you just peel it off, and do if you need to, maybe some some paint correction, but usually not, and then you just put on a new one. Yeah. So even though okay, great. Thanks for sharing. I hope that answers this question, Eddie. I think both are great products. It's just sort of like going through the process, like what works for you, lah.
Yeah.
I think I want to answer. If you have any questions you want to pick out in the crowd, let me know. Yeah.
I think you had earlier on mentioned you wanted to also touch base a little bit, and I think I sense your frustration also watching, reading, because you also love detailing about a lot of the hype in the market, coatings and such. Do you want to go along and cover that? I'm happy to answer some questions.
Yeah. And someone asked, because Austin is asking that why there's my foam pad still dirty after I wash clay bar, all this. I think it sort of like help sort of grasp what is that. I think that's a good one, because yes, I do have a lot of frustration sometimes. A lot of people come up to me and say, like, because like asking advice, like, hey, should I go for coating? Should I do I heard if you coat your car, then you don't have to wash your car anymore. Why I don't have to put wax? If I go do detailing, this one is cheaper. Is it 200 ringgit or 500 ringgit? I can do coating. Why should I do 3,000 ringgit or so? And it's my frustration, because I think coating is a fantastic technology. Like when the car is coated properly and paint corrected properly and then coating on top, it's so beautiful to wash. When you wash it, it's like, wow, so nice, so beautiful, and it just looks, the gloss is amazing. So maybe what we can go through is like, what is the whole process of, let's say, getting a car properly coated. Okay, so people actually understand, okay, when I'm going to go and look for coating, looking for my car to get coated, here's what I need to consider, because it's not as simple as just like, I just throw some coating on the car and that's it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I think everyone needs to be very clear is nobody sells magic here, especially not in our tropical weather. So the minimum you must commit to, please just do this: wash your car at least once a week. There is no magic. I don't care, and I also share with my clients as well. I say we do our best and we put a lot of passion in our work, but we don't sell magic here. So please come back once a week for the washes, because you need that to maintain. Even the best tech, the best PPF, the best coating systems, whatever you can have on the car, it still requires the basic maintenance. Just like you need to shower, and that's just what needed to be done. So going into detailing and coatings and why that is. So Austin had a question: why is my wax foam pad still dirty after I wash and clay bar my car? That's actually quite simple. Your wash clears off general road grime. Your clay removes some form of stubborn oxidation, but you also have a lot of dirt that bonds onto the paintwork, regardless of whether you've got coatings or PPF, and that happens over time. So that's always going to be dirty. And also, one of the challenges with a foam pad, especially when you're using it for waxing, is waxes are, I don't want to say this, but waxes are almost an extinct product in this day and age already, because waxes don't last more than 2 weeks in our local weather. The heat, it's carnauba, it's something that melts in our heat within hours, and it can also because it's once it's porous, dirt starts to bond back on top. Whereas synthetic sealants and coatings, they offer better protection for this. Of course, that's the traditional feel of what waxes do, and of course you can't beat that. But in our humid weather nowadays, in our tropical weather, I think it's not a product that works very well. So switch to something that's more modern, that has a bit more technology, and you'll be a happier person over the long term. Less frustration. As for detailing and coatings,
Yeah, because
you'll
a good
notice.
one. Because
Yes.
Derek is asking like, what is a common process come to paint correction? I think we'll answer this question in this as well,
Sure.
right? Yeah.
Sure. We can do that. I think with paint correction, it starts again with what you need to do. No one car follows the same process in what we do over here. We have our elements and our signature detailing, but the program is actually combined, and even the pad combination, the compounds, the abrasives that we use, from everything from a medium, we work our way to something harsher if needed, and back to a medium and to a finer finish. It depends on the paint finish. If we work on Japanese cars, for example, the paint is notably soft, and we need to work with gentler, lower abrasive polishes that have a little bit more oils in them. So it helps reduce the amount of holograms as we are correcting it. Sometimes when you're correcting, you can also induce more issues with it, and that requires recorrection after that. So it depends on each of the cars. So there is no right way. It's basically clean the car, do different stages of polishing that suits the car, wash it down, steam it down. Don't use any glaze. Please don't use any fillers to try and hide any issues. Once you wash everything down, you can IPA the car, and you'll see the car under bright hot lights to see whether there are swirls, holograms, and if it's perfect, you coat the car. That's usually the process. Yes. But a lot of times, it's just in Malaysian circles, it's a quick polish. And that's why most of the detailing coating is done within a few hours to a day or even two. A quick polish, you seal everything off with a coating which can cover it and cure and mask any flaws. But once the coating wears off, you start to see all the issues and the holograms. So I don't believe in that. 80% of our work in how we approach detailing is in the paintwork correction process. We only dedicate 20% of our efforts on the coating process. Most places are the other way around because it's faster. It makes more monetary sense to do it that way.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And coating is not expensive, right? Like you can get a bottle
coatings. They vary depending. I mean, there are different range of products. You've got of course you've got the very common general range like Ceramic Pros. You've got also the Modestas, and it's got many different brands, and they are one and all quite similar, and they will fill in 60-70% of what most of the requirements are. But what you're actually paying for is primarily the detailing work before the coating, and that's what's
the correction.
The paint correction.
And I think it's important to sort of like clarify this and hope that the audience can start to hear it. Is that what I'm learning from Darren as well? Is that paint correction and polishing are not the same thing, but when you approach the mindset of polishing, the guy's mindset, okay, I'm just gonna run my pads through the whole body. Okay, I don't think much. I just whack, right? That's polishing, right? Okay, 3-step polish. Okay, boss say 3-step polish, so I don't take my wool pad, abrasive. Okay, 1 step. Whoa, okay, 2nd step. Okay, I'm gonna go with my microfiber towel, microfiber pad. Okay, gonna put the less abrasive compound. Whoa, then 3rd one. And then you go to use the foam pad, and then with the polish, and then whoa, you know. But of course, there's no thinking like, okay, whoa, what surface I'm working on? What softness? What thickness? What are the damage? Do I need to compound it? Do I do not to compound? So paint correction is more of like a more like
it's refined. It's multi-stage. You're trying to fix issues on the paint, identify all the imperfections, and correct them at every level of where it can be corrected.
Yeah, so it's more like tailored for each car. So when people use the word paint correction, it's more like, okay, how do I correct the paint on this car? You know, not you trying. You know, sometimes you may just go with 2 passes and that's it. You're done. Sometimes you need 3-4 passes. Like we don't know, right? So I think to help answer the question, that's what paint correction is. And correct me if I'm wrong. The chemicals like the coating, the paint sealants, and synthetic sealants, they're designed to bond with the paint, right? And
they will bond, but they also will bond to only a certain extended time. And this is another point that I would also like to bring up. We've been in the business we're going to approach 18 years already in this line of work. And we were the first to start with custom PPF work. We were the first company in Malaysia to bring in coating systems. We worked with companies to design them. We worked with companies from Germany, from Japan. The first time coatings came in, we tested it on 12 different bonnets, placing it under the sun. We tested it for a year. We washed it once a week, and that's how we did quarter panels, finding what are the issues and how it lasts. And I can tell you, that was, 15 years ago. It hasn't really changed much. One thing I can tell you, no coating lasts more than a year. And you can quote me on that. Not in our Malaysian.
That's the funny thing, Like I noticed that the garage detailers or the home detailers, and someone like you, right? You're super honest. Like I know the product says last 3 years, but we must take into account our weather.
Yes.
Right? And of course, like I think it's important. Like this is a little bit of science, a little bit of geekiness in it. Like you have metal, and then you have primer. You have all of them got different heating points, so they all sort of like move like this under the sun.
Yes.
So the coating is like,
Correct.
So this
it's not a PPF, it's a coating.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And just to give you an idea, your entire, your Boxster. Let's take the panel that hasn't been painted. Let's take the rear boot, for example, of that panel, right? That's not been painted. That's still original paint.
Yeah.
The entire thickness of your paint is the thickness of a piece of A4 paper. Nothing more than that. And a coating system is not even 10% the thickness of that.
And so to claim that it lasts like 5 years is crazy, right? Yeah.
It is impossible.
Okay, it probably would if you park it in the car and never drive it.
No,
Probably.
it will not work either.
No?
I can tell you this because we've got cars stored in our place that are in air conditioning. Even in air conditioning, climate control rooms, ambient temperatures affect it. You could look at expanding the durability by a good 20%, 25%, 30% is pushing it, but you're not even going to get double because ambient temperatures, humidity comes into play.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I always knew like okay, after a few like my first time doing coating was I got my M235i, and then I was waxing and doing paint sealant on my 1 Series, my first BMW, and I was so happy about it. Whoa, and then I said, okay, let's do coating, right? So I sent it to a car. I won't say the name, right? To do a coating, and I was actually I was very disappointed because we didn't the guy told me that 4 years, bro, 5 years, no problem, and then within like 6 months, I'm like, hey, my synthetic sealant looks better than this, And I paid like what 2005 just to get this done, and like my synthetic sealant looks better. And the mirror glaze from Maguire's, it just looked better. And it's like okay lah, why? And that's really cool. But what I learned is that is it true that the coating is designed to bond on paint? So if you don't do the paint correction properly, the coating cannot bond on the paint, right?
Okay, so on a technicality, or rather on the technical part of this, the surface needs to be completely free from oil. Now, most places, once they finish polishing, they start coating already. And they don't steam down the finish. They don't use IPA to remove any oils. So there isn't a proper bonding on it anyway. That's why it doesn't last. You want it fast? You've got no time to wait. It's just what it is. Yes.
It's the prep work lah. As what you anyway in the culinary arts, I think what Chu Yang is asking is coating and PPF mutually exclusive product. He studied culinary arts in the same school I studied as well. We both studied. Okay. I think to answer his question, yes, they're both exclusive, but they can be used together.
Yes.
But in the form of I'm thinking Chu Yang because his culinary arts is like for you to cook a great dish, your mise en place must be ready. Your prep work. If you do your prep work well, your cooking is great. Just like coating and detailing, right?
Maybe I could throw this little wrench into this discussion as well. It's sort of like sous vide, right? It's a great technology, right? I mean, it for a moment, for most people, it's like the end all. Well, I could do sous vide steaks, I could sous vide everything. But it still requires a combination of other cooking processes.
Yeah.
Right? It is one way to do it, but it's not the end all. You still need a lot of other things. With the steaks, after you've sous vide it, you still need to char grill it to get the flavor in it. Otherwise, it's gonna taste like crap.
Yeah. So it's just like detailing. You can have the best ingredients, you get the best technology, but still you gotta do the prep work properly, the paint correction, the simple things you can do the best paint correction, but you still gotta do the IPA, right? The IPA, make sure you Wow. Okay. So much to talk about, man. You know what? So much. It's an hour and a half already. We're supposed to end at this point, okay? But guys, thanks so much for watching at this point. We are 120 people, guys. 120 plus people still watching at 11:30. Thanks so much for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys.
And you really fired me up. You know, I want to wash my car.
Tomorrow morning. You're gonna wash
your car in the morning. I want to cook like a proper meal. You know.
Yes, go do that.
All right, guys. If I'm getting fired up. If you guys feel really fired up talking to Darren, this is a real treat. So give us some love and likes. If you guys are enjoying it, all right. So I just got so we are coming to the end of this show, our top talk here. We did say that in the earlier part of the show, there's going to be a surprise gift. If you by the way, if you win this, you're getting a 350 ringgit gift from AutoDetailer Studio, courtesy of Darren Chang. You're gonna get a full it's a sanitization program, right? Yeah. A proper and like everything AutoDetailer Studio does, it's not like they just put the thing in and that's it, right? They do a proper sanitization.
It's none of the nano stuff. It's a proper system that we've actually been using this system for many years on our cars already. It's something that we bring in from the UK, and it's a certified virucidal disinfectant that's been lab tested to actually eliminate the human coronavirus. So we do that for a lot of our customers' cars, and we wanted to offer that to today's participants. So I'll leave it to you on how you want to offer that. Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do a quick 1 minute, a very simple thing, a 1 minute game. Okay. What we're gonna do is, guys, in the comments, if you guess this correct, you get you get a voucher, right? Then you just have to send me an email. I'll send you the voucher, and then you can just contact Darren, and that's it. Okay. So here's the question. Okay. How many cars have Darren owned in his life? If you are the first person to comment the right answer, okay, then he's counting right now. Okay. So comment in the comments below, how many cars do you think he has owned his whole life? Okay. So I got a hint right now. He has a black BMW Z4. All right. Johan, you cannot answer lah. Sorry lah, bro. So if you guessed it correct, you get to win a 350 ringgit worth of treatment from AutoDetailer Studio. All right. Let's see in the chat right now. Tam Kong An says 20. Okay. No. All right. Bobby says 11 Reynolds.
He's not too far off.
There's a lot of kangaroos around.
Yeah, we have a lot of kangaroos.
Oh no, I hate the kangaroo, man. It's so I cannot tahan. Okay, let's see. Baldwin says 12. Okay. Daryl says 7. Let me know when we hit it. Yeah, more than one. No, it doesn't count, man. Exact number: 8, 25, 15, 30.
I think 12 is about the correct number.
Anyone say 12? Baldwin?
Yeah, somebody did.
Oh, Baldwin! Baldwin! Baldwin, you won yourself a voucher. Send me an email. You know my WhatsApp, Baldwin. Send me a WhatsApp. I'll send you the voucher. You can contact Darren to get it done. All right, big round of applause for Baldwin. Look, I know some of you guys answer a bit later on. Baldwin, there you go. All right, it's a quick voucher.
But I need to qualify. They're not 12 supercars. There are 12 Kangaroos, Scenics, Prius. We've got a whole mix of different cars. So yes.
Hey, but they're all cars, right?
They're all cars. They have different characteristics. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So before we end the show, we always play a game, my favorite game called Dude, Where's My Car? I don't know if you've seen it before. Yeah. Right. So let's bring out the slides. So in this game, Dude, Where's My Car? is very simple. We pick two cars and we ask our guests to pick which car would they choose and why. Okay, so my partner Simone here has she took the liberty of creating a beautiful decal over here. It's not perfect, but Simone, can we show? Wait, what happened to us? She's a great artist. She did it in 15 minutes or less. Okay, so we pick we bring out two cars, and you have to pick either one of these cars and why. And normally I pick very like interesting cars. We get to learn more about cars, and we get to learn more about your character. And audience, you feel free to join with us as well. Let us know in the comments what car would you pick as well. Okay, so let's go. We got 3 sets. Let's go with round 1. Okay, round 1. Would you pick this car? Now, some of you may know that Lotus is coming to an end. They say this is the final edition, the Lotus Elise. Bonkers, crazy, lightweight car. I think it's like 900 kilograms in this car, right? Right, epic car. Or would you pick another lightweight? Not the British, but the French, an Alpine A110. Turbocharged 1.8, lightweight as well. But automatic, right? Yeah, automatic, yeah.
Well, I think I drive a lot of Reynolds, right? So naturally, I'm going to lean towards the Alpine. I've actually driven the Lotuses. I love them for what they are, and it's sad to see the direction that they're heading off, leaving a complete gap for what a pure go-kart should be like. But because I'm 44 this year, I think, yeah. My back's not going to take the ride in the Lotus anymore. Yeah, I need something a little bit more comfortable, and the Alpine is going to do that. Yeah.
Oh, the Alpine, huh?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I'm also one for odd cars, cars that are not too mainstream, that are a little bit different. And the Alpine was always one of the cars that was always on my bucket list as well. Yeah.
It's the least better looking car. I mean, it's the not so handsome car in this too. Especially the Lotus Elise Final Edition looks so handsome, and the rims and everything. Yeah, but it is daring.
It is.
Yeah,
but it's a pure car. It's a car that you would take down to Sepang, and this is where if you can master the laps in that car, that shows your skill as a real driver, and that's what the Lotus does. Yeah. There's no driver aids. It's a pure go-kart.
Yeah,
I was almost close to buying one years ago.
Really, an S1?
Yes.
Is it S1?
No, it was not. It was actually the first generation Lotus. Yeah, I was very close to picking it up, and then I decided no, don't think I could drive that on a daily basis. Yeah.
they're not driving on a daily basis, no.
No, they're not really that kind of car. Yeah.
All right. Jules say Darren thumbs up face. I think all of us car guys do it. We look at cars, we have thumbs up face. Bobby says Alpine. Let's look at some of the audience what they say.
There you go.
Anthony says Alpine. Derek says Lotus Elise.
It's all the old farts that go with the Alpine. Yeah. Actually, they call it the Alpine. Actually, yeah.
Alpine. Yeah, because it's French, is it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Darren is Renault, and Renault is Darren. Alpine, all right, Alpine. Wow, so many Alpine guys. Wow, wow. Okay. No challenge here. Okay. Well, I would pick the Lotus Elise because I've sat in I've driven the S1 for a while, and it's freaking crazy. It's not a daily car. I driven out the Genting Highlands, and halfway through, I just felt like I'm just gonna die halfway or somewhere. I left my spine bone halfway at the Gotong Jaya there.
It's a car that when you drive like the S1 and you look up and you see right in front of you at this angle, that's the bumper of a Toyota Camry. It's a Camry and it's looking that high. You're like, whoa. I
remember having a good run in that car. It's kind of scary because even if it's ever so slight oversteer, you feel like the car is like, you feel everything. And I always have respect for Lotus drivers. Like anyone who drives Lotus that drive fast, I'm like, I salute them. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. Okay, so for this pick of Dude, Where's My Car? First round, me and Darren pick different cars. All right. So let's go on to the next car. All right. Next one, let's go for classics. Would you pick a VW Combi van? Which is cool, and I know some of you watching this video, you know that I have a hate relationship with Fiat Multiplas, but I think I like this Multipla. Let's show this classic Multipla over here, the Multipla 600. You know, Chris Wee, when I showed this picture to him, he said like the car looks like it was shocked to be born. His expression is like, oh, you know, like. Okay.
It has the face of a child halfway coming out of the birth canal.
Oh no! How would you know
Still
that?
stuck in between. Yeah.
How would you know that?
I have 4 kids.
Okay,
So
I don't know. Okay, so which one would you pick within these two very quirky classics?
I'm a Volkswagen Combi van guy. Yeah,
Oh,
I've had my
Volkswagen?
Beetle before. Yeah, so that'll be the Combi for me. Yeah.
Combi for you,
Yes. I also have 2 Fiat Coupes, but it's still a Volkswagen Combi for me.
Yeah, it's an epic shape lah. It's so iconic. Yeah. Let's start. Let's look at over here. We have a VW Combi. All right, let's see what the audience says. VW Combi. Wow, Combi VW. Wow, so many Combi vans. No love for the Fiat. Okay, except for Bobby. Hey, Bobby, yes, because you have a Fiat as well. Combi, the Fiat. Okay, Anthony says the Fiat. Interesting. Ray says Combi. Hippies for life. Yes.
Yeah.
Chu Yang says Combi, you can install espresso.
Yes, I've been watching. He's got this crazy coffee addiction going on here.
Chu Yang makes incredible coffee, and one of the most unique coffees I taste in Malaysia. And I would say one of the top 3 best coffees I taste in Malaysia was espressos. You know, specifically espresso, not filter, but espressos. He's also one guy who appreciates artisanal work as well.
I'm quite sure he roasts the coffee beans in the exhaust of the car.
Even the exhaust smells nice.
Yes.
Oh, so many VW, Combi vans. Okay, let's see over here. Lim Junwei says, all right, Combi for sure. Enough Fiats. I want the Combi. Now he wants a Combi. Okay. I think, you know, I do. If I own one of these 2 cars, the biggest problem I will have is, you know, probably there are more people outside there fixing up VW Combi vans, and more people actually know how to troubleshoot, or you have communities and forums and stuff. But the Fiat Multipla 600 will be a more difficult car.
No friends. You're a little man on the island. Yes. No parts, no friends. Trust me, I had an Alpha before, and I have 2 Fiat still. It's like a constant search for treasure parts. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I picked the Combi van as well because it's easier to take care of, and it's quirky as well. It's iconic, you know. It's like if you look at the shape, right? It's like Mini Coopers. Like when you look at the shape, even you bring. Okay, sorry, Bobby, you bring a Fiat 127. People will call it a Mini. Right? The general population will call it a Mini. You bring a Honda like an N360, which is epic. They'll call it a Mini. You know, everyone will call it a Mini, right? That's how iconic the Combi van is. You bring anything that resembles it, they call it a VW, right? Yeah, or is it the Scooby-Doo car, right? Yeah, Scooby-Doo car. Yeah. Okay. So for this segment of Dude, Where's My Car? Me and Darren choose the same car. All right. Let's go to the last one. Let's pick the last one over here. We're going to talk about supercars, right? We're going to talk about supercars on the last one. We got that Ferrari Superfast GTS, 812 Superfast GTS. So would you pick this car? I know because you recently detailed. If you follow AutoDetailer Studio, he recently released a video on the Ferrari 812 Superfast. Beautiful red color. But it's not a GTS, right? It's a Superfast. Yeah.
It is, yes. It's a standard Superfast, not a GTS.
Yeah. So would you because the car is in US dollars, I think 370,000+ US dollars. In Malaysia before taxes, I think it's at 1.7 mil. You know, before tax and everything. Now we've got another car that isn't that price when it was launched, but perhaps has the same sort of, arguably down the road, it will probably worth as much as the Superfast, which is this. The Porsche 911 Speedster.
You're biased. You're biased.
I'm not biased. No, I'm not biased. I'm just.
Yeah. This is the big brother of the spider.
Hey, you know what I make a joke with? I
yeah.
make a joke all the time. I'm not biased now. I say, I want to. I one of the cars that I think is like the pinnacle for me, right? The pinnacle of like modern cars is a 918 Spider, right? I can't afford that, so I get a 981. 981 Spider. I change the number around. Okay, so between these two cars, right? Which one would you pick? Because they're both epic.
I think my friends who know me, they know I prefer cars that have they prioritize agility and handling versus GT cars. Yeah, versus pure power. But if I were to pick a supercar for this, I think I would probably lean more towards the Speedster.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's like a 20% lean on towards the Speedster. The sound of the 812 is spectacular, to say the least. There's a thrill with the Ferraris that the Porsches offer something that's very different. But I've always shared this with friends and also with a lot of clients who ask me, hey, what's the first supercar that we should always look at, or we could look at, and what's a good supercar to start with? I always tell them, pick a 911 or pick a Porsche. They're reliable, they're German engineered, and you can't go wrong with them. And a lot of them end up with a whole collection of Porsches. Some of them will start with the Cayman and move their way up to even a family Macan or things like that. But I think the Porsche has something special in the sense that it's subtle. Yeah, it's subtle and it's different. Although I would probably pick something more previous generation than the current 991s. Yeah.
I think with many colors, the silver just makes Porsches look so beautiful. The GT silver, in my opinion,
you can't go wrong with it. Yes, GT silver is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's naturally quite a curvy car, and the silver just brings out the curves, with okay. Let's see over here. Let's see. Bobby says 812. HP Tan says Ferrari. Johan says Porsche. All right. Okay, let's see. Jakta Singh, Speedster, 812 GTS from Jensen. Okay, Jensen, I thought you would pick the Porsche, right? Ken says the Porsche. All right, yes. Speedster, Ferrari 812. Right, 3 pedals for life. Yes, the Speedster offers 3 pedals. And hey, I think the Superfast you have to manually adjust, put up the roof as well. I think both of them have to manually put up the roof. Yeah, paying so much money to put the roof up yourself. Bobby makes fun of me all the time. He's like, I got the poverty spec Boxster, Porsche cause Ferrari always go yeah. Okay. Wow, it's quite a mixed answer over here. Oh, okay. Well, I think the 812 Superfast is epic, and I'm not sure if they're gonna continue with the V12s anymore. But if this is, I'm not really sure lah. But the Ferrari's V12 are just epic lah.
They sound fantastic. They're completely insane driving them around. I remember driving the 599 a fair bit. I mean, that is a car that you drive and it cannot even remain planted on the road. That's how crazy it is. But it's also the same thing if you look through Muda, and I think most of us since the start of the pandemic have been looking at dream cars, all the cars, and just buying silly cars that absolutely don't make sense. And you have the biggest raccoon king there, Bobby, telling everyone to buy a car, and everyone's just doing that as well. And you'll notice one thing: if you go through historically everything for the last year, every V8, V6, V8, V10, and V12 has become increasingly scarce. People have been buying them up because they're a rare breed. It's never going to be repeated in the future. Everything's going to be a hybrid. Everything's going to be in some manner assisted with electric motors. It's a different world out there already.
Yes. Yeah. It's going to be and that's the thing. Like, if you look at these two cars, the only thing is that you look at it, it's like there are less V12s around than the Boxster Flat 6.
Correct.
But you know, I just got so much love for the Porsches stuff. Yeah. I like Ferraris, but I respect where it comes from, and how epic the V12s are. But to really own one is like, I'm not sure. You know.
You can. You just consolidate all the other cars, and then you can.
No, not willing to. I love my Boxster. I'm not even sure if there's any car that has the same experience as the Boxster Spider, because it's
not for the size, agility, the engine, the exhaust notes, for what it is, and the rarity of it. No. You've actually shot yourself in the foot. You don't really have a replacement car for that. Yeah.
That's the thing. Well, someone come to me and say like, oh, Thomas, if someone offered you 800,000 or 1 million to sell your Boxster, I say the question remains, what would I get in replacement of that? You know, and I cannot find a car. Even the 7.8 Spider is just the exhaust note just don't do it for me, lah. Just don't do it for me. But the Superfast is a beautiful car. It's so much, the presence is just incredible. But what about Porsches? That you're right, it's a bit stealthy. It's a bit stealthy, and it's not. It's nice, but it's not like super shouty. Whereas a Ferrari is like, look at me, I'm a Ferrari. You know.
It tends to grab a lot of attention. So with my clients, when a lot of them have interchangeably both marquees or even more. Some of them 4 or 5 different marquees. The 911 would be the one that they'll go around to work. For functions and things like that. The Ferraris are something that they drive on the weekends because it tends to attract a lot of attention on the road. So it's something that they like, but only at certain times of the week, not all the time.
Correct. I think that's the nature of Ferrari. But the modern Ferraris are getting more dailyable, you know. Okay. Yeah, but still, it's for me now. Thanks for your answers, everyone. Thanks for playing the game with us. This is a tough one for me because you know, the V12s are getting increasingly rare, and I think for all the Ferraris that have been out there, the 812 Superfast for me is the most handsome looking one. You know, it is very handsome. I do like the Roma a lot because it's very stealthy. You can drive it every day, right? I like the Roma because it's more Porsche-ish, more Aston Martin, is more stealthy.
That's the Aston Roma.
Huh? Sorry?
That's the Aston Roma, you mean?
Aston Roma. Oh no, Aston Roma.
Yeah.
But the first time I saw it, I was like, is this a Ferrari? Is it a Ferrari? And then without the badge, right? You know, without the Scuderia shield, I was like, is this a Ferrari?
Correct.
You know? But the Ferrari Superfast does what a Ferrari does best. It's shouty. It's a V12. It's and of course the Grand Taurus. The front engine layout is well known. And the exhaust note is brutal. You know, it does what a Ferrari does. It screams for attention, and it makes you want to keep revving the car. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of 9. I do like 911s as well. This is tough. Sometimes to my demise, I design this game sometimes. I would. Okay, let's say if I have my Spider in my garage, I'll pick the Superfast. I'll pick the Superfast.
Variety.
Yeah, if I don't have the Spider, maybe I'll pick the Speedster. But if the Spider, I'll pick the Superfast. All right. So okay, I hope you enjoyed. Did you enjoy this little segment of Do Where's My Car?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Fun. All right. It's been 2 hours of talking about detailing and cars, man. Jeez. You know, I am so fired up listening to you, and oh man. So
tomorrow morning, start cleaning the car.
Wash my cars. I'm washing my cars tomorrow morning. I'm supposed to film a video to show people how to properly wash cars. Is my version of washing cars. I'm a you know, so I'm going to do that tomorrow anyways. So perfect timing. I'll do it with more gusto, more passion right now. And can't wait till MCO is over. And then come over to see you at AutoDetailer Studio. And if you like to, let you go have a go on the Boxster Spider if you like to as well.
Sure.
Right.
I'll do that.
Give you a little feel of that car if you're open to it. Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right. Cool. So Baldwin, you won yourself 350 ringgit worth of service from AutoDetailer Studio. Send me a WhatsApp. I'll send you the voucher. Everyone else, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I mean, I just had a lot of fun. You had fun, Darren?
Wonderful time. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for coming, man. 2 hours just fly by. It just flew by like that, man. Just like, woo! 2 hours gone. I had to keep reminding myself to, okay, stay on the agenda, stay on the timing.
But I enjoyed the chat. I think it was really fun listening to all the comments as well. Like I said, it's a variety. Variety is the spice of life, and it's really wonderful to see the demographics here. It's wonderful.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, and hopefully see you in the near future, whether it's in the streets where you're cycling or see you in ADS. All right. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to Darren's YouTube also, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Instagram, Facebook, AutoDetailer Studio, epic videos. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it's Thomas Yap at YouTube. Okay. And so with that, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please stay safe. Any last words, Darren?
No, everyone stay safe, and we'll get through this together. Take care, everyone.
Stay safe. All right. Love you guys.
Yes.
All right. Peace out.